Advise me well, and you will have your desire. Fail me, and I will have your soul.
Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, is one of the 4 dark entities which govern the realms of chaos. Their dominion is passion, twisted and contorted in all its aspects and expressions. Theirs is the mastery of unspeakable pleasure and rending suffering, the very essence of the god of excess. In this episode, we will learn about Sigvald the Magnificent, champion of chaos, the chosen scion of Slaanesh, destined to become the Dark Prince from a young age. Sigvald now marches at the head of an army of decadent warriors that seek to claim the world as their own twisted playground. The hosts of excess march forth, full of vibrant colors and wicked manifestations of unlimited and unrestrained excess. Their dark splendor is terrible to behold, and it speaks doom to all who witness it. The world trembles as the hosts march forth. Before we begin exploring more about Sigvald the Magnificent, we'd like to thank today's video sponsor, Bloodline, Heroes of Lithis. A strategic card-based RPG where you can not only build kingdoms and manage its economy, but also create half-blood heirs of your houses by merging the powers of various bloodlines, such as orcs, elves, lycans, and demons. You can download the game now using the link in the description below, or scan the QR code shown on the screen. With many strategic options, you can recruit a variety of legendary champions to pass on your powers and raise heirs with true companions from a vast fantasy world. Bloodline, Heroes of Lithis, is free to play for both Android and iOS. Download the game now using the link below or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Use the promo code to obtain a random bloodline now with many rewards.
I am Sigvald the Magnificent, the Girl Prince of Slaanesh.
From birth, Sigvald defied the very laws of the world with his mere existence. Even as a baby, he was angelically magnificent, and his head was already full with golden strands of hair. He was born beautiful beyond reason, but had one small, almost unnoticeable mutation. A horned mark on the back of his neck that surely omened what was to come. His father was a powerful warrior king, a man known for his acts of excess and devotion to carnal desire, and as such, Sigvald was born into a life of unnatural acts and excesses. The king's court fulfilled the prince's every desire, until, even from a young age, he demanded more than what mere mortals could provide him. Sigvald came to even surpass the perversions of his own father. When his fondness for man-flesh was discovered, he was banished, and he left, but only to cover his father in a veil of false safety, which he then used to assassinate the man in his sleep using his own blade. Then, satisfied with his depraved acts, he left for the Chaos Wastes, declaring that a man such as him was destined for glorious things, things far greater than whatever the mortals could offer him. And indeed, he thrived in his travels to the Chaos Wastes. So handsome was he that even beasts stopped to gaze upon his glorious image. Trolls, wolves, men and demons alike. And soon enough, he devoted himself to Slaanesh, the god of pleasure and excess. Hundreds of winters later, he walks at the head of an army of almost equally beautiful followers, for the prince slaughters all of those who he thinks ugly, annoying, or simply unworthy of breathing the same air as him. And with a swift flick of his rapier, named Silver Slash, that was forged from a small sliver of Slaanesh's own blade, he fells enemies twice, thrice even, his size, with such an elegance to his moves that it truly seems like an awe-inspiring artistic performance of death. His plated suit, the auric armor, was granted to him by Slaanesh themselves, made from ensorcelled pure gold, with intricate patterns and engravings, all crafted to perfection. It pulses with tendrils of dark energies that tenderly caress Sigvald's skin, closing any wounds with a soft and lustful kiss. The auric armor is baroque in its lustful design, shining with gilded glow, even in the most terrible of battlefields. His boots are of the most beautiful craftsmanship. They glide 1 inch off the ground, so that Sigvald may never be tainted by mud, blood, or any other filthy element that the world is full of. His golden hair is impeccable, long, thick, and blonde. It matters not what atrocities the prince commits. His hair does not seem to stay, and his locks are ever flowing gracefully in the wind, like a golden flame. The very air around him is perfumed to an extreme only the most devoted of Slaanesh's servants may truly appreciate. For intruders, this air is tempting at first, but quickly becomes intoxicating. The ground itself bows to Sigvald as he advances, the land reshaping itself to allow the prince to pass, so that his gait does not alter itself from its glorious and elegant ways. Every single one of his bodyguards, almost as beautiful as himself, carry a mirrored shield, so that the prince may look at his amazing visage on the battlefield and whisper sweet things to himself. Only the goddess knows what he says in those moments of pure, unadulterated ecstasy. The followers of Slaanesh are decadent in the extreme and revel in their own outrageousness. Many of them wear garish colors, delicate clothing and flowing robes, offset with leather or fur, draped and adorned with fine gold or silver chains. The ones who are favored by their god are often given mutations and mighty skills to excel on the battlefield. They find the act of murder a delicious treat that must be cherished. Resembling a macabre dance, the warriors of Slaanesh perform on the battlefield with flawless grace. The more effective the killing blow, the more pleasure these twisted warriors feel in the core of their being. The more pain they can inflict upon their foes, the sweeter the reward granted by their patron god.
Those who bear the mark of Slaanesh have experienced sensations beyond comprehension, and are now insensible to mere mortal fears. Who would resist taking such a glorious gift from she who thirsts? Who could possibly resist the sweetest of temptations?
Ah, my loyal minions! Over the way stands something I want. It is only right I take it from him. And if you, my serfs, die in agony during the attempt, then know that I'll feel your pain. Why, I will relish it!
As we fought these abominable warriors, we could see the twisted features in their faces, and the modifications they had made upon their own bodies. They screamed with pleasure when they took us down. The dreaded sound was a strange mix of celebration and primal screams of ecstasy. They also laughed as they killed, as if they knew they were going to win the battle, and for them it was only a matter of seeing who could kill more, or who could kill more elegantly. And they danced as they killed, or at least so it seemed. Many of us were confused by these shenanigans. Some were infuriated by these acts, and they fought with even more determination, stubborn in their duty to fend off these dark foes. But many others lost heart, including me. I have felt terrible ever since. A coward, I have been named. But they didn't see all the things that I saw on that day. They didn't hear the terrible chants and screams of these warriors of chaos. Do I regret running away? The shame and the burden I carry for the rest of my days are all mine to bear, and the nightmares will continue to haunt me in my dreams forever. That I certainly know. But I wouldn't be here today, telling you about all this, if I hadn't run away as fast as I could. I panicked. I ran for my life. And I regret that. I wait for the day I can face those monsters again and redeem myself in the eyes of Ulrich. When the time comes, I will embrace death and go out seeking the sons of Slaanesh. They will feel my wrath as I deliver vengeance for all the friends and fellow warriors they killed on that battlefield. I will have my redemption, one way or another. And I feel that day is coming soon.
Have you ever looked at the mirror and felt that your reflection somehow looked back at you? Not at you per se, but through you, begging you to come closer to see all of your small facets, to reach through the mirror and catch it. What is it? Perfection, utter and complete magnificence. The sweet whispers of the god of seduction beckons you to come closer, and throughout history many have answered, but none so completely as Sigvald, the Magnificent. He looks like the very definition of the words handsome young man, but he is indeed older than me. And who am I, you ask? I am but a simple elf servant to his handsomeness, here to fulfill his every wish, his every desire on a whim, and I am not alone, for his mere image inspires loyalty upon those who seek the utmost absolute perfection in all things. All of those who follow Sigvald into battle know one truth, that they will get to experience the most extreme of pleasures when they win and bring glory to she who thirsts.
Raise buildings and sing songs in my glory. In my name, pursue your arts and enshrine all beauty. Let all people follow their every desire, sate their every hunger, and deny themselves no adventure. For it is in these things, and in no other, that you will find the greatest pleasure. And it is through these things, and through each other, that you shall rise yourselves higher, even unto the steps of my throne. You will take pleasure in all that is, though your bodies will break, and your souls be forfeit. For I am Slaanesh, most jealous of gods, and most demanding of lovers, and my thirst for you shall never be sated. Sigma, protect us all.
On this channel, we are putting together narrative Total War cinematic battles and Warhammer lore videos. A special thank you goes to our Patreon supporters who help us in the making of more content. You can also join Patreon and earn extra perks while supporting the videos to come. Find the link in the description below. Make sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you on the next one.